So yeah, one of the things I wanted to mention is I got these, some of my ideas about collecting. I got some bullion copper coins. Since they never made the silver nickel all along the history of coinage, it's been always copper. Even the Barbara nickel or the Buffalo nickel, even if you try to get them all, they're still copper. So they made them bigger. See, this is small in silver, this is bigger in copper, and supposedly the two of these, this is a Jefferson nickel also. This is pre 1964, 1956, but still copper. So supposedly that two of these equal this. So they go from smaller in silver to bigger in copper. Again, nickels, never silver. So I thought, just thinking that maybe this will equal to this in a case of a disaster. Maybe you want to take this for silver or this big size for copper. It has, I have some more of them. They have a design of actual, American coinage. I choose this one because this is the, Walk in Liberty. So you never know. And also, since I got them for almost the same value. One thing I want to mention that they sell some fake of these, from comes from China, but there is not point to get fake ones, because they sell them for $1.50 or $2, and the actual one, the silver one, the real one, that's the price for it. There is no need to trick in it. Get real, and be authentic. Another point that I want to talk about, which is I almost mentioned it here, that I go for these 40% instead of the 90%. Same thing for the quarters. Why go for the Washington quarter? If I can get the Barbara quarter for the same, for the same price. I'm not a fan of the Washington quarter, even the silver one, because see, this is the regular one we have nowadays, 1981, and this is the silver one. I just don't feel, it doesn't give me the feeling of a difference between them. Same thing. Why get the silver Roosevelt dime if I can get the Mercury dime? If I can find this one, I'll choose it over this one. They made me lose the feeling about it, since that's the same design we have nowadays. That's non-silver. Same idea about the Kennedy half. One more thing that I wanna mention real quick before I finish this episode, that see, this is a bag, almost a handful of the 5-cent nickels. I decided to collect them all the nickels before the year 2000, before the millennium. There is no real concept. There is no idea about it around it other than I heard that they start to change the composite for it some year after 2000, like 2004 or something. But to go also for the better date, I decided to get everything before 2000, 1999, I mean 90s, 80s, and everything before that. Because I think they're gonna be considered old. Just the year 2000 and after doesn't sound really old. For the newer generation, for our generation, I mean, the recent generation. Here, this is also a bag of Brie 1982 pennies. Guys, believe me, I started to do this 2 years ago. I said that every time I get a change, I will look to see if there is a 1982 pennies or Brie year 2000 nickels, and 2 years after I get almost only a handful. Believe me, you're not gonna find them. Don't think, oh, so every time I get change, I'm gonna look and I'm gonna end up having so much. No. In 2 years, and I only got a handful. And I think they will, be appreciated. You will find a use for them. When the events out there gets attention back to metal. I got these out here to tell you that this is some rolls that I got first when I start collecting. This is a 90% tube. First when I start collecting, I would consider this not really a mistake, but it was out of that rush, desire for shopping, like when you go crazy, buying, that I want to get one of everything. I want to get a Kennedy tube. I want to get a Liberty, Walking Liberty tube. I want to get a Franklin tube. And same thing, I want a tube of Mercury dime. I want a tube of Bara dime. And however, that when I remember when I was buying the Mercury dime, like I was saying, it was going for on a discount, and I could have gotten the more Mercury dime for the same price, as Roosevelt dime. So what I want to say is that focus, and make up your mind right about purchase. And start to find more convincing aspect, for a purchase, like the value and because the historical value, the amount of silver, and the face value, and because you will develop, and you will change. This is some of the Mercury dimes that's I put it on a side, to keep, and I got some. See, it's not the full roll. I got some out in case if I want to, exchange, sell some in a collection or something. But I bet you that if I got them out now, it will just the way I look at it, for the coins to keep between now And when I started, it's different. Maybe when I started, I was looking for the coin to keep that it's cleaner. It has to be cleaner and you know, more shiny, regardless the date, regardless that, you know, it might be rare, has a mistake or something, you know, it's weared out in the details, or the rim, you know, so many other things. You just change. You look more for you know, for details. You look more for dates. You look. It's not just. It doesn't only look good. Anyways, I don't want to make this video any longer. I actually might, you know, split it to two, you know, two parts. You know, it was good, you know, seeing you today, and still be safe, and we'll see you next time.